Hey, what's up, boot camp? I'm really excited to talk to you guys tonight. I'm excited that you decided to do this. I think it's going to make a huge difference on the outcome of your transformation. It's really the best thing we've ever offered. And honestly, I've said this before, that I think it's better than anything anybody has to offer as far as helping people get started on the right track, learn how to set your macros, learn what macros are if you don't know what macros are. And then also, determine if you have metabolic damage or if your metabolism's healthy, and then we can put you on the path to repair that if it's not. But I really think it's essential. I wish everybody starting out would go through this first, because it just sets you up for long-term success. We've had nothing but success with the program. I think we've had a little over 500 people go through, and we've had on average a little under, it's like 2.4 something pounds per person lost per week. And we've had up to, well, I think Fred has lost 23, and is that right, Joey?
I believe quite remember. Yeah, he's up in the
Fred has lost the most of anybody in our group, and that was his week 3 results. But in the test group, we had one guy lose up to 8. He lost 18 pounds, and we had one female lose 16 pounds and 17.5 inches following this. So I tell you guys that because I just ask that, you pay $25 for the boot camp, trust in the system, go all in. I don't know if you saw Brian Beam's video yesterday or the day before. It was really good, but he encouraged you guys to join this and follow it, because, if this were a test, we're giving you all the answers to the test. And I thought that was a wonderful way to put it. This is proven to work, and it's worked for everybody that's followed the system. So let's see. The really cool thing about boot camp is it's a smaller group, number one. TD Nation is growing so much, and we're almost to 2,000 members now in the big group, that a lot of you like some smaller group activities, like the accountability, like to be able to get to know people more intimately, and we can do that in these smaller groups. That's why we limit them to 250, but this group's got like 150, so you guys ought to get real close, which is great. You're going to have all of our attention, but it's really kind of fun to prep meals on the same day, and everybody starts posting pictures of what they're fixing, and then everybody's eating kind of the same things or mostly the same foods every day, talking about how they feel, talking about adjustments they need to make. And then we're also going to give you guys, we've given you guys 5 free workouts that don't have any weights required, but they're high intensity interval workouts, and we designed them to maximize fat loss. So I think you guys will love those. We give you modifications. We're going to do those every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. And we named them after, some of our most favorite TD Nation coaches. So we have the Joey, the Sample, the Larry, the Allen. Am I missing? The TD Nation Massacre. What's the other one?
See, Joey, the Larry, Allen, the Sample, and TD. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. Okay. So yeah, and Larry posted a quick video. Larry's coming back from Chicago, so he couldn't make it on the call, but he posted a real quick post about making connections, and that's what these groups are all about. It's when you have lows, which you're going to have, when you're going to struggle, you need people to lean on. You need people to be able to call or text. And say, hey, help me out. I'm struggling. I don't know why. I myself have went through those times. And the first challenge group I ever went through, I'm still best friends with those guys, vacation with those guys. And we still motivate each other to this day. And that's 4 years later. So use this to your advantage, make connections with people. It'll really help you in the long run. Now, when you start the boot camp, I want to first tell you guys that this is temporary. This nutrition plan, the calorie ranges we're giving you, the macronutrient levels we're giving you, it's just temporary. this isn't something you will be doing forever, but it's a great kickstart, and it's going to teach you how to hit your calories. Once you're done with 4 weeks of boot camp, you'll kind of get a feeling for what has more protein, what has less carbs, and it'll almost come second nature to you. But there's going to be 2 things that are going to happen. One of 2 things is going to happen to you guys when you go through this boot camp. One, you're either going to start feeling amazing, your energy's going to be through the roof, and you're going to lose weight. You're going to be losing some weight. Maybe, you know, I designed it to be between 2 and 3 pounds a week. Some people are losing like, you know, 5 to 8 pounds a week. So if that's you, if you're losing, you know, 2 to 3 pounds a week, perfect. You don't need to change anything. Keep following the meal plan like we wrote it. If you're somebody who's losing like, you know, over 3 pounds a week, and you find that you're really lacking energy, you're getting headaches, you need to notify me or your coach so we can adjust your calories. We can bump up your calories, make the portions a little bit bigger. We want you to be a little bit hungry. I mean, if your goal is to lose weight, you're going to be a little bit hungry, but we don't want you starving, and we don't want to drop your calories so severely that we damage your metabolism. So it's real important that if you start getting really low on energy and just, you know, want to eat your face off, that you let me or one of the other coaches know so we can help you out and adjust your calories. So that's one possibility. The other possibility is you're either going to remain constant and not lose weight, or you're actually going to gain a little bit of weight. And if that's the case, if that happens, don't freak out. You're not going to gain a lot of weight because the calories are just not enough for you to gain a lot of weight. But here's the good news. If that happens to you, then we know that you have metabolic damage. So you've probably dieted so much in the past and been such an underloader, eating at such a calorie deficit, that your metabolism has just slowed down to adjust for the restricted calories you've been putting your body through for a long time. And your body just holds on to everything. So at the end of the 4 weeks, we'll know that. And if that's you, then don't be frustrated. Be excited that you now know that. And we have a process to help you speed up your metabolism. We can put you on a reverse dieting plan. And then we can help speed your metabolism up. If you've gone through the orientation videos, you know one of the things we talk about is either being an underloader or an overloader. An overloader is something that I was when I started my weight loss transformation, meaning that I ate a ton and I didn't work out. So I was just taking in so many more calories than my body could keep up with. So when I started dieting and started working out, weight flew off of me because I started doing the right thing. But then I kind of dieted myself into an underloader and because of some situations. But oftentimes we see females really do this, where you diet, you take on some, you know, the new fad diet, and it's got you on 600 to 800 calories a day or whatever, and you're doing nothing but cardio, and you lose a lot of weight at first for the first week or two, and you're real excited, and you're telling all your friends and family about how awesome this plan is. And then your body levels out. And what's happened is you've dropped your calories really low, and your body has realized that. And so it's slowed the metabolism down to keep you alive, because your body's really smart. Its #1 goal is to stay alive. So if it feels that you're putting it in a harmful position, and you're restricting calories, it's going to hold on to everything, and it's going to make it really, really hard for you to lose weight. And generally what happens then is you get mad and frustrated because the diet's not working anymore, and you go back to eating like you were. So then you raise your calories. The only problem is your metabolism is still really slow because you've destroyed it. And then you start gaining back more weight faster than when you started. So you see all the time people talk about dieting and losing weight at first, and then stop the diet and then gain back more weight than when they started. And that's exactly what's happening here. So if you're somebody who's been an underloader, you know, you may not lose weight. You might. If anything, though, we're going to help you repair your metabolism, because we're going to start giving you these HIIT workouts. And, you know, one of the #1 things we're going to ask that you do is trust us, men, women, both, and lift weights. Do resistance training 3 days a week. Now, you don't have to do a Beachbody program. There aren't really any requirements to the boot camp. You guys paid for this. So these are more recommendations, not requirements. If you want to go all in and you want the best results, take our recommendations. If you don't, or if it doesn't quite fit in your budget, then do what you can. But, you know, obviously the first recommendation is to follow the meal plan as close as possible. Don't leave out the vegetables. If there's a vegetable you don't like, sub it with something else. You know, just if it's a green vegetable like green beans, broccoli, you know, something like that, asparagus, you can intermix those. There's a lot of days where we just put 2 cups of green beans a couple times, and that was really just to make the menu simple for people who are on a restricted budget, so that they didn't have to buy, you know, green beans or broccoli or a bunch of different vegetables. We just wanted to make it as easy as possible. But just so you guys know, you can switch those green vegetables out any way you like. You know, if you don't like green beans and you want broccoli, go ahead and eat broccoli. But, you know, when it's got those servings of vegetables, try to eat those. It's really important. It's got fiber. Vegetables have protein. It's going to keep you fuller longer. It's going to give you the, you know, we always talk about macronutrients, but really this diet gives you proper amounts of micronutrients, meaning vitamins, minerals, all that kind of thing, which is really important. And you're going to see so much diversity in the meal plan, because generally what happens when most people diet is they go to, you know, well, I mean, a standard meal you'll see all the time is just chicken, broccoli, and rice. Chicken, broccoli, rice. Chicken, broccoli, rice. I don't know how people eat like that for a very long time. Most don't. And chances are their body is probably missing some type of micronutrient along the way. So we tried to give you guys a ton. While also not you know, not to remove dairy or meat or anything. I firmly believe our bodies are very smart and can adapt to a lot of things. I mean, our life expectancy is just increasing year after year. But if you look at the Facebook memes, you would think we were all dying by the age of 15, you know, and it's just not the case. Our lifespan is increasing and increasing. So I'm not as scared of all the things that everybody else is scared of out there. Everything in moderation is my plan. But if some of that stuff scares you, like artificial flavorings or processed foods or even the fast food of the week, if that stuff scares you, that's okay. Just don't eat it, you know, sub something out. Find something on MyFitnessPal that's equivalent in calories and macros, and just sub it out. You can interchange any of these meals, you know, if you want, if you want to add, if you just don't feel full after lunch and you want to add your snack to your lunch, you can do that. The timing of the meals, as far as, you know, eating 3 to 6 times a day, really does not matter. As long as you get those calories and those macronutrients in a 24-hour period, you're going to be fine. So that's, you know, number 1 recommendation: follow the meal plan as closely as you can. The next one is work out 6 days a week. We designed this and set the calorie goals the way they are based on the fact that you guys are going to work out 6 days a week, and at least 3 of those days being resistance training. So the really cool thing about this boot camp is, if you don't have the funds to get a Beachbody program, or go out and, you know, find a gym or whatever, Beachbody has a free 30-day trial for on demand, and they have a ton of programs, over $2,000 worth of programs on demand that you can try out for free for 30 days. So there should be no reason that any of you can't do some type of resistance training, I wouldn't think. You know, whether that's, you might have to buy some bands rather than dumbbells, but those are really cheap. But at least try Beachbody On Demand out for 30 days for free, and you've got P90X, X3, X2. There's a sample of Body Beast in there, Insanity Max 30. There's just everything in there. I wouldn't even call it a deal. You're getting it for free. So I would definitely sign up for it just to try it out. And then the last recommendation, and I promise I'm not trying to sell you anything, but this last recommendation, this is why I became a coach, because I believe in this stuff 110%. We have worked Shakeology and Results and Recovery Formula into the meal plan. We do have alternatives there, because I realize that's not in everybody's budget, but you heard me talking about micronutrients earlier. probiotics, prebiotics, adaptogens, phytonutrients, all of the things that my normal daily diet misses, Shakeology has, and it's whole foods with no preservatives. I've used it every day for 4 years. I don't even really look at it as a weight loss shake, as more of filling in gaps in my nutrition. I don't take multivitamins. I just take Shakeology. When I'm cutting weight, I use it as a meal replacement. Scoop of protein, I use it as a meal replacement. When I'm not cutting weight, I use it as a snack, and just to make sure I've got all my micronutrients and adaptogens and all that kind of stuff. So we worked it into the meal plan, but it's a recommendation. It's not a requirement. Just so you guys know, because a big question was when we went through the test group, everyone wanted to know, well, did Shakeology really work? And so we looked at our top 8 people in the test group. 6 of the top 8 weight loss losers were on Shakeology. All top 4 weight loss losers were on Shakeology. So you heard me talk about the guy that lost 18 pounds in 4 weeks and the girl that lost 16 pounds in 4 weeks. They both took Shakeology.
Weren't they also doing resistance training?
Yeah, and they were doing resistance training. I think Wade was doing Body Beast, and was she doing P90? I can't remember. Maybe P90X3. I can't remember. I can't remember what program the female was doing, but you know, this is stuff we can't make up. If we made it up, you know, everybody in our group would be like, Lance, you're full of shit. I didn't lose 18 pounds. But these are real people. These are real results. And that's, you know, we really, when we started did this test group, we put our necks on the line. But I was like, I know this stuff works. I've coached people for 4 years. I've been a personal trainer for 2. I've seen the results that my clients get. I've got a client right now, started training with me in October, that's been on Shakeology, and he just trained with me today. He's down 95 pounds. I think next week he's going to be down 100 pounds since October. So, you know, all I can do is give you guys all this information. Whether you decide to go all in and use it is up to you. All right, so let's start talking about the ebook and understanding the ebook, because I know there's lots of questions. So if you want to, I will load a printable ebook for you guys. All right, let me pull mine up here. Let's go to the table of contents. So when you open it up, you got your table of contents. You got your week 1 recipes, your week 2 recipes, week 3 recipes, and your meal plans are going to start. The men's meal plan, week 1 meal plan, is going to start on page 25, and the women's meal plan is going to be on page 28. So as you scroll through this ebook, you'll see some getting started stuff. You'll see some tips on measuring and using, you know, how important a kitchen scale is, the do's and don'ts of cooking. You'll see there's a couple paragraphs about Shakeology. There's a video there of me, you know, explaining whether I think it's worth the cost. There's links right there in the book to either get a Shakeology sample pack or buy Shakeology, or even get more info on Shakeology. And then there's, and I will add too, if you're going to get Shakeology, talk to your coach first, because sometimes, well, all the time, we have deals where you can get an entire program with Shakeology for like $10 more than Shakeology costs. So it's a really better deal. And then if you get it and you don't like it, even if you eat the whole bag, and I've had a customer do this, if you eat the whole bag, you can return the empty bag to Beachbody and just say, I didn't like it, or it didn't do what you said it was going to do, and they refund all your money except the shipping cost. So there's really nothing to lose. That's how confident they are in the stuff. It's pretty awesome. All right, so then you got your results and recovery, and there's a link there to buy that. And you'll notice in the meal plan on the results and recovery formula, I think it's $40 for a tub of it, but my tub of results and recovery formula lasts me 2 months, because I only take 1 scoop. I don't do 2. So I do half the dose, and that's what I've worked into the meal plans. And the results and recovery formula is really, there's lots of stuff on the market. I just love this because it has the perfect ratio of 4 carbs to 1 gram of protein and trace amounts of creatine. Don't be scared about that. Creatine's not going to make you gain weight. I took creatine when I lost all 75 pounds. So, But it's got that perfect ratio, and it's got dextrose to create an insulin spike right after your workout, which is the only time you want an insulin spike. But basically it drives all those nutrients into your muscles and really helps you with soreness and recovery. It's amazing stuff. So anyway, we've worked that into the meal plan as well, but we have some alternatives to that. Just all of the alternatives don't taste as good, but all right. So then as you scroll down, you've got your recipes with some pictures. I'm going to scroll right down to the meal plans on page 25 and just go over that with you guys. All right, so the meal plan, you'll see there, weekly average. So we're looking at the male meal plan right now. Weekly average of, why don't I go, we've got more women in the boot camp, so we'll look at the female meal plan on page 28. All right, so the female meal plan, you'll see in parentheses right under there, weekly average of 1,309 calories per day at 46% protein, 34% carbs, and 20% fat. And then you've got, it says the graph here, the printable version has this corrected, right, Joey?
Yes.
But for the ebook, we haven't got this corrected yet. You'll see Monday and Tuesday. That should obviously be Monday and Thursday. So you'll have the same meal plan on Monday and Thursday, the same meal plan on Tuesday and Friday, the same meal plan on Wednesday and Saturday. And then Sunday, since Sunday is a rest day, you're taking out your results and recovery formula that day. So we have a little bit more to work with. And, I figure most people are home on Sundays, so I tried to put, like a crock pot meal or something that felt kind of homey on those days. So it's pretty simple to follow it. For breakfast, you got your 1 egg, 3 egg whites, a cup of spinach, a 4th cup of red peppers and salsa. For lunch, you have 1.5 buffalo burgers, 2 cups of lemon green beans. And those lemon green beans, there's not a recipe for those, but just green beans with lemon squeezed on the top. For your snack, you've got Shakeology and a scoop of whey protein, and that's just with water. If you want to add almond milk and, a quarter of a banana or something, you can. It's not going to throw your calories off too much. And then you've got chili for dinner, a Quest bar for a snack. You don't have to do Quest bars. You can do whatever you want. Just do your research, pull up MyFitnessPal, make sure the calories and macros are the same, and sub whatever you want. Whole Foods, a different protein bar, whatever you want is fine with me. And then you see your post-workout. And then we also made the meal plans, the male plan and the female plan, to correspond with one another. We didn't want you guys fixing different meals. We wanted you to be able to prep your food on Sunday or your day off, and then be able to eat the same things at the same time. And we've heard nothing but good things from families, including the kids, that really love these meals. So that's really exciting to me. And let's see. My mouse battery seems to have died.
Oh no.
Let's see. So what else we got? If you scroll down, let's see. Oh, you'll also see fast food of the week option. So one of the things that's really important to me in teaching you guys how to live life like this, it's so important to me that you understand you have to make this a lifestyle, not just a 30, 60, 90-day thing. If you just do it for 30 or 60, 90 days, you're going to go back to the way you were eating, and then you're going to gain back your weight. But if you can do this, this 85%, 15%, so 85% of the time you're eating healthy, 15% not, then you're going to be fine once you get to your maintenance level. But it's really important to me to teach you guys how to adapt when life gets in the way. I see all the time in our big group, people say, oh, a bunch of people are going out to dinner and I'm just going to stay home. That's horrible, guys. I do not want you to have to avoid going out to dinner. I want to teach you how to go out to dinner, eat properly, live your life, enjoy time with your friends and family, and not feel weird when you go out to eat with them. So one of the things is giving you guys a fast food option in the meal plan. You don't have to eat it. If you don't want McDonald's, don't eat it. Just, sub something else that has similar calories and macros. But we have a McDonald's meal in there, a Panera meal, a Chipotle meal, because life gets in the way sometimes. You know, you might be in a hurry, you're taking the kids to a soccer game or whatever, and you got to stop somewhere, and all they want is chicken nuggets. And I wanted to be able to give you guys a good option that if I have to go to McDonald's so the kids aren't screaming at me, that I can eat there and not ruin my whole day and ruin all the progress I've been working so hard for. So that's why those meals are in there. And then you'll also see there's Shakeology and results and recovery alternatives. So, you know, some of you guys aren't doing that, aren't doing Shakeology and results and recovery formula. So we put alternatives in there. Yes, the 3 things you see for Shakeology alternative that's eating all of those things. Not just one, not picking and choosing, but it's all those things every time you see Shakeology on the menu. Let's see. All right. So, one thing okay. Well, let me go even further. So if you scroll down even further, you're going to see a disclaimer there. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nutritionist. I assume if you guys have medical conditions or anything that worries you or are on medication, check with your doctor to make sure that this is okay. All right. I think everybody knows that, but we have to say that. The last thing on there is the copyright issue. You know, just respect the time and effort and money that we put into this. You know, we had to hire a web person to design this. It took a lot of time developing these meal plans, and just don't share these with people. You know, if somebody wants the meal plans, tell them about the group and refer them to us. That'd be great, because we just spent a lot of time in it. And if we find that somebody's giving away these, we will remove you without hesitation from all TD Nation groups. I'll just do that. Bye-bye, click, unfriend, block. You're out of all the groups. So just don't do it. I would hate to do that to people. And then, so every week you're going to fill out a fitness activity tracker form that will be posted on Fridays. You have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to fill those out. If you miss the fitness activity tracker form, don't worry. I'm not going to kick you out of the group. But I will say that if you want the most out of this group, fill the fitness activity tracker form out. It's going to help you, because every single Monday I'm going to go through those, and there'll be a question that says, are you struggling with anything? If you're struggling with anything, put it on there so that I can address it and help you out. And then also I can look and see if somebody gained weight or is having headaches, or maybe somebody's losing too much weight too fast. It helps me identify those things so I can reach out to you guys and say, hey, you know, you might want to look at this. You might want to do this different. You're getting, you know, basically a personal trainer, nutritionist, support, all this stuff for $25 for 4 weeks. It's an incredible value, considering that, you know, I charge $30 for 30 minutes when I personal train. So just take advantage of it. Fill those fitness activity tracker forms out every week and let us help you. Let us recognize problems and reach out to you and help you where we can. And the last thing I'll say before I ask Joey this question is, just take a deep breath. We don't expect you to be perfect. You don't have to be perfect out of the gate. This is a learning experience. Have fun with it. So don't be stressed out about it. There is nothing to be stressed out about. Go through this 4 weeks. Do the best you can. If something comes up, just join the next one. We're going to have them every 4 weeks. So there will always be these available for you. So don't freak out. If you've bought into this once, you get unlimited membership to boot camps. So there's really nothing to be nervous about. Just do your best, have fun, make connections with people. It's going to be a great 4 weeks. Joey, did you have any corrections on the ebook?
Yeah, there was. So for the females, for going to McDonald's, it's just what comes with the chicken breast and with the chicken. Don't order an extra chicken breast. For the females.
Yeah, it's just one chicken breast, right?
Yep. But for the males, it is an extra chicken breast.
Yeah.
Other thing that hasn't been fixed, and I don't see a problem with this, for the buffalo burgers, it just says half a container of blue cheese. I'm good with, you know, a huge 8-ounce thing. No, it's actually 2 ounces of blue cheese. So you guys want to buy the 4-ounce blue cheese container.
Yeah.
And then you covered the lemon beans. Another question that keeps on popping up, and it doesn't really specify in the menu, is the stuffed bell peppers. It's making 4. How many are people eating?
I think on the was it the same for? I can't use my mouse. Dang it, my battery went dead.
Yeah.
Is it the same on the male and the female plan?
Yep.
Okay, because I think it's just one
One pepper.
1/2, or it may be. I think it's 1/2.
Just 1/2. Okay.
Yeah.
And those are the only fixes.
Cool. I'll give one more tip that I noticed that I do on the bruschetta chicken recipe. It's a recipe everyone loves. The recipe actually calls for 3 garlic cloves, and I'm a garlic lover, but that's a lot of garlic on that. I only use 1. I don't know if you guys have noticed that or not, but
I use 3. I love garlic.
Yeah.
And it's awesome.
Yeah.
Now,
all right. Cool.
Disclaimer: all the buffalo burgers, they're all mine. So
they're all yours.
Make them all you want, but they all come to me.
That's your favorite recipe?
That is my favorite. We have a lot of questions, but I did want to mention or ask this question because this comes up every boot camp. Weighing meat before or after cooking?
Yeah, I do it after on some things and before on others. I don't think it's really going to make that much of a difference. I think I pretty much weigh all of my meat after cooking.
That's what I do.
Yeah. But I mean, really, honestly, how much difference could it make?
Not a whole lot.
Yeah.
Okay. You ready for questions, sir?
Yeah.
Okay. So Miss Suzanne is asking, you recommend a PAM spray. If we have an atomizer that can spray oil, can we use extra virgin olive oil or avocado oil instead?
Yeah, you can use those instead. Just be careful and try to account for how much fat you're adding, because I've seen, I've seen people. You got to be real careful because olive oil, a tablespoon of that has 120 calories, I believe, and I don't know how much fat. And you can go overboard on that really, really easy. I've seen a lot of people make vegetables and virgin olive oil thinking they're doing a great thing and put half a cup of oil in there and then can't figure out why they're not losing weight. So just be careful. Be careful with the oil. But yeah, I always use like a really light PAM spray, and I go real light with it.
And then Miss KK asked, what do you do if, I'm assuming she's saying if you can't eat fish. So yeah, what do you do if you can't eat fish?
So yeah, Joey, you take this because I know you know the answer, and it'll help me. It'll help me because I've got to go see if I can find some batteries.
Okay.
Because I won't be able to stop this call.
Okay, go find a battery. So
all right, yeah. So answer that. I'll be right back.
Okay, for fish, like for halibut, or for salmon, I can't stand salmon at all. So what I did is I got onto MyFitnessPal and I started plugging in different types of fish that, that's good for you, and coming close with the calories, coming close with the macros. And the best thing that I could fit into there was halibut. But if you can't eat fish at all, then still go onto MyFitnessPal and research what you do like and make it fit the calories and the macros. So, I mean, and that's going to be for anything that's in there. If it's something that you don't like or you can't eat, find what calorie and macros fit that, and then just substitute with that. It's really easy. So, okay, next question.
Hey, let me add on to that too. I'll add on to that. when you guys, before you guys ask us what you can substitute, I don't know if Joey said this, maybe he did, but before you ask us what you can substitute, do yourself a favor, go on MyFitnessPal and try to find something you can substitute. Because when you ask us that, I mean, we could just as easily go on as you could. I mean, that's what we're going to do. We're going to have to go on. And then, you know, I might say, you know, oh, well, sub an apple for oatmeal or something. And then you're like, well, I don't like oatmeal and I don't like an apple. And then I'll give you another suggestion. You're like, well, I don't like that either. And then you'll be driving me crazy. So go on MyFitnessPal first, try to figure out what you like and if it's similar in calories and macros, plus you'll learn something in the process. And if you can't find what matches up, then post it in the group. And I'm sure there'll be a lot of people who can help you out, and the coaches will chime in too. But do your research first before you just instantly go on and post that question.
And that's, I mean, actually, it's such a good learning tool for everybody. I mean, to get them to actually start doing that, because they'll be doing this for the rest of their life. I mean, you know, what can I eat instead of this? So it's awesome. Candace did ask about the substitution for Shakeology, and you answered that. We eat all the three items that are listed. Mr. Andrew McTagg asks, does it matter in what order we eat the meals in as long as we eat them?
Nope, doesn't make any difference. As long as you get your calories in for that day. You can switch them up as much as you want.
Frank is asking, can we combine our snacks into our meals so then we would be eating 3 times a day instead of the 5 to 6 times?
Yeah, you can. You can, you know, studies have shown it was, you know, I know when I started out, everyone thought you had to be eating 5 to 6 times a day to speed up metabolism. The more and more studies they do on that, the more and more they show that that's not necessarily true. It also used to be, you know, a big thing in fitness that you don't eat carbs late at night. I actually lost all my weight by not eating carbs after 5, but since then I've eaten carbs after 5 whenever I want, and it's no difference in the amount of weight I lose. I suppose that could be a personal thing, you know, case by case basis, but for the most part, I think studies are showing that's not the case either anymore. So, you know, you can eat your meals whenever you want. If you want to lump them, I mean, there's a thing now that's really big called intermittent fasting, where, you know, guys are losing tons of body fat by eating all their calories in one meal, usually post-workout, and they'll go, you know, 12 hours without eating, and they have like a, you know, usually have like they'll go 18 hours with a non-eating window and 6 hours with an eating window, so they're getting most of their calories in. There's really not a whole lot of science to support that either, but it does work for a lot of people. So I really don't think the frequency of your meals matters as much as people think it does. But we worked the meal plans out so that you have 3 meals and a couple snacks, but you can, you know, lump those together. If you only have time to eat 3 times a day, that's fine too. The most important thing is your post-workout nutrition. You want to make sure that, you know, immediately following your workout, you're getting some carbs and some protein, and then, you know, in that hour and a half mark after, you're eating a good meal with lots of protein and carbs. So
I don't know how they could eat one meal. Ugh.
Yeah. Well, remember, I experimented with it. I did intermittent fasting for a little bit. And I got used to it, but it's just not how I wanted to live every day. Like,
yeah, no, thank you.
Yeah. That one meal was glorious, though.
I bet it was. Let's see. We talked about fish already. Got Sherry set up with her ebook. How important is the macros and calories goal?
Like order of importance?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, so order of importance is a great question. Order of importance, always calories number 1, macros number 2. So we want to make sure you're fulfilling your energy requirement number 1. So make sure you get your calories. Plus, we don't want to suppress your metabolism. So some of you are actually going to find that and this is a really important key that I forgot to mention. The first few days that you do this, you're either going to be starving or you're going to be super stuffed. If you're somebody who's super stuffed and you don't feel like you can get those calories in, do your best. Your body typically adjusts in that first week. Anytime when I was reverse dieting and I would up my calories and carbs, I would feel so full the first couple days, and I feel like I couldn't eat anymore. And then after 3 or 4 days, my body adjusted and I was starving. And that's what a lot of you are going to find. So try to get as close as you can to the calories. Really important. Macros are number 2. If you follow our meal plan, though, the macros are going to be in line. Follow the meal plan and everything's worked out for you.
Actually, go ahead and mention that about the MyFitnessPal and the macros, because I know this last group, they were really concerned because some of the items, yeah, they weren't fitting.
Yeah. So the only thing you need to know is MyFitnessPal's wrong and TD Nation is right.
That's all.
But,
all good.
That's it. But no, I mean the real thing is, MyFitnessPal just has different calories and macro recommendations. So just ignore theirs. Go by ours.
There you go. I love Kathy. So if
basically, just to explain why we're at 50% protein, 30% carbs, 20% fat, we want your protein up a little bit. We don't want to eliminate all your carbs because you're still going to need energy to work out. But we also want your protein up because we want you to retain muscle mass. Muscle mass increases your BMR, so your metabolism keeps your metabolism high, which means you burn more calories at rest. If you're just doing cardio, you don't have muscle mass. It slows your metabolism down, and it's really hard to lose weight. That's why you see all those people that are just running all the time that just don't look that great if that's all they do. We want to keep your protein up and your carbs in that 30% range to give you energy and turn your body basically into a furnace. And then after you get close to your desired weight and body fat, then we can adjust your calories and macros. We can even do it sooner than that, but it's really a case-by-case basis. So just follow this for the first 4 weeks, and then we'll have a wonderful idea of where to go. Sorry, go ahead, Joey.
It's okay. Miss Kathy was saying if they aren't doing Beachbody workouts, can you explain how easy it is for the 30-day free on-demand by Beachbody?
Oh, I already covered that.
Yep. I thought it was kind of cute.
Yeah, it is. Because do it. It's free.
It's free. What supplements can we take, if any, other than the ones listed?
So supplements, I get this question a lot. Everybody wants to know what supplements I take. First thing I need to tell you, as far as supplements go, I believe supplements make about this much difference overall. You need to understand that all the supplement industry is not regulated by the FDA, and that a lot of the claims they make, I believe, are people trying to get from 5% body fat to 4% body fat. Those people are going to see bigger results from supplements than somebody who's 300 pounds trying to get to 200 pounds. Okay, if you're in that case, if you're 35% body fat and you're just trying to get to a healthy 20% or even a little bit lower, then supplements may not even really help you that much. I mean, I would save your money. Again, of course, I believe in Shakeology. I think that's number one just because it fills in my nutritional gaps. Make sure that I'm not missing anything and my body runs at optimal levels. That's why I love that. That's my number one. If I had any money, that's what I'd spend it on. Number two would be protein. Whey protein. Whey protein is quickly absorbed by the muscles. That's why we use whey protein. And use that as a supplement. If you're going to use whey protein, it should not be your main source of protein. It should be supplement. You want almost everything coming from whole foods. That's the big thing. My number three would be results and recovery formula. Again, I explained earlier in the call why I think that's so important. And number 4 would be creatine. Creatine's just the most, I mean, it's been used in the Olympics, and it's been the most studied supplement for years and years and years, and it's proven to work. So, and creatine's just a great supplement as far as being able to push a little harder, which indirectly helps you lose weight, helps your body transform a little bit more. And then lastly, the last one I use, and I only use this when I'm on a calorie deficit and I'm trying to lose weight, is branched chain amino acids. Typically if I'm eating where I'm sustaining weight or trying to add muscle or mass, then I don't need branched chain amino acids because I'm getting that from my meat and I'm getting plenty of protein anyway. But if I'm at a calorie deficit, I do have branched chain amino acids during my workout. So those are the supplements I would use in the order I'd use them. Everything else out there, I have not seen any studies that make me think they're worth anything. As far as fat loss burners go and all that stuff, please stay away from all that crap. What else we got?
Okay. Miss Patty is asking, this will be my 3rd round of boot camp, and I've slowed down a bit in my weight loss as I've gotten closer to my goal. Do you think I should up my calories this round?
Yeah, I don't think it'd be a bad idea. Yes. It's probably about time for you to up them. When you up them, you're just going to need to do it really slowly, deliberately. That means, if you're at 1,300 calories a day, go up to 1,350 a day, and keep that there for 3 weeks. So when you increase your calories, your carbs are obviously going to go up a little bit too. Anytime you increase the amount of carbs you're taking in, your body is going to retain a little bit more water at first. So you might see the scale go up a pound or 2. Where people mess up is they see that, and I did this too, you see that scale go up and you say, oh crap, my body can't handle any more carbs, and you drop it. Well, your metabolism just hasn't had time to adjust. If you give it time, then it'll adjust. That water retention will go away and you'll start losing weight. If you eat to perform, your body follows. Your body is just super smart, and it's gonna do things to make life easier on itself. It's gonna make adaptations, and so if you eat a little bit more, you perform a little bit more, your body changes a little bit more. So I think it's a good time, Patty. 3 rounds, definitely.
And now we kind of have the same type of question, but opposite. So this will be the 2nd round of boot camp. I've been doing max 30 in the mornings and body beast at night. I lost a very small amount the first 3 weeks and gained almost it all back this week. I was still following the food plans from the first 3 weeks. Should I adjust calories this round? So she's doing 30 minutes in the morning and then body beast at night.
Okay. So I don't know her. Who is that? Who has?
That's Chrissy Stump. I'll butcher her last name.
Okay. Boy, Chrissy, it sounds like you might be somebody where your metabolism is slow. You might have metabolic damage. It might be time to start thinking about reverse dieting. And basically, like I was telling Patty, what we do is slowly increase your calories and carbs very deliberately, adding 50 to 100 a day and keeping it there for 3 weeks, and then adding another 50 to 100. And basically, we want your weight to stay like this and your calories to go like this, really slow. So we want your body to be adjusting to the increase in calories and carbs while maintaining your weight. And then, so your calories are way up here. Then when you drop them, so if you're at like 1,300 and we can get your calories up to 1,800 with you maintaining your weight, then when we drop your calories to 1,500, suddenly you start losing weight again. But now you're losing weight at 1,500 rather than 1,300. You really don't want to go below that. If you're working out 5 to 6 days a week, and you're doing an hour a day, 5 to 6 days a week, and you're at 1,300 calories, you're not losing weight, it's time to reverse diet. I wish I had a better answer for you, but it's just the way it is. If you want long-term success, reverse dieting is what we need to do.
Yeah, and I mean, don't feel bad about having to reverse diet. I mean, a lot of us have. I mean, I've had to reverse diet, so it's.
I did it.
Yeah, these things happen. It's just the way it is.
Yep.
Michelle Birschbach has a good question. Can you please talk about the difference between having a lot of protein after workout, which I've read is good, versus results in recovery, which is mostly carbs?
Yeah, so you know, you can have protein after your workout too. It's almost, you know, protein is just rebuilding your muscles, but the results in recovery formula, the difference between that is it has dextrose in it and it has more carbs. You know, most studies and what most, you know, even when I went and got my personal trainer certification, they're all teaching now, based on the studies that have came out, that a 2 carb to 2 protein ratio, or 3 to 2 or 4 to 1 is best after a workout, post workout, while getting dextrose in. You want those you know, those carbs that will create an insulin spike, and that drives everything into your muscles and helps with recovery a lot better than just having protein after. So that's why results in recovery is really good. You'll hear there's lots of bodybuilders that will take gummy bears after workouts, or sugar sticks, and you know, we don't obviously recommend that. And you guys aren't bodybuilders, but you know, Beachbody takes a more natural approach with all of their products, and a safer approach with all of their products. That's why I like results in recovery formula. But it's just that perfect ratio, and it's got trace amounts of creatine. So typically what I do is I have my results in recovery formula immediately after my workout, and then within an hour to an hour and a half, I have my next meal. But if you just have protein in your budget, you can definitely just have protein right after. Again, all these studies, we're talking about small differences, right? I mean,
so Miss Sarah Kairos had her own special post in here just for her question, so I'm just reading through it right now. Okay. We covered the is a goal for the overall macros on each day. So is the goal for the overall macros on each day, or was there specific thought given to the macros for each meal or snack?
There was thought given to each meal and snack, but it's also the overall day. I mean, yeah, it was both.
Okay. It didn't look like there was a specific workout prescribed, but there were designated HIIT days, 3 days a week, and 1 rest day per week, which you've already covered. The HIIT workouts. So if I want to sub it in TurboFire HIIT class instead of the TD Nation ones, that's cool. Yeah,
that'll work. Yeah. Yeah, and that's the other thing. All the HIIT workouts are optional, completely optional. You don't have to do them. If you have the energy and you want, you feel like you want an extra workout, you want some extra fat burning going on, do the HIIT workouts. That's it. If you want to sub something else for it, you can do that.
And also to say I'm doing sample today, I mean, that's a great thing. So
you're winning if you get to say that.
You are. She asked about the HIIT workouts again, about the days. It's just 3 days per week. We're doing them Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays. So currently she's doing Chalene Extreme, which actually has 2 rest days built in. I'm in the lean phase, and while I've attempted in the past to skip a rest day, I find I really regret it later. I try to do a PIO or the recharge to focus on stretching. I'd like to hear thoughts on removing a rest day. So basically, she works out 5 days a week.
She works out 5 days a week?
But well, that's what Chalene is asking. That's what her program is requesting, but she's doing some type of stretching thing for the 6th day.
Oh, so I'm sorry, because you were cutting out on me, Joey. Is she wanting to do something else on the 6th day other than stretch?
No, I mean, she's just wondering if that's okay.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
Um, and
If
this
you're not, if you're not losing weight like you want to, then add one of our HIIT workouts on that day too if you want. That's up to you. Otherwise, if you're fine with the way things are going, keep it.
and this question I actually like because it pertains to a lot of people I've noticed. But I'm assuming this will be covered in the video. But what type of check-in accountability is built in or expected? I personally don't share a lot of general. I don't share a lot in general on Facebook. So for me, I'm assuming that regular posts will be expected, and that will be an adjustment for me. Not complaining because I assumed this when I signed up. Just saying it's out of my comfort zone.
Well, nothing good happens in your comfort zone, right? I mean, I always use this example, like my home is the most comfortable place in the world, but if I never left my home, I would have a really boring life and I would not have any good stories, right? So getting out of your comfort zone is always a good thing. Really good things happen. I would encourage you to post. It's not required. This is a group you paid to be in, so I'm not going to kick anybody out. I'm not going to get mad at anybody. I'm not going to babysit either. You guys get as much out of this as you want out of it. So, I would encourage you to post because you're going to build those relationships. It's going to help you. It's going to hold you more accountable. You're going to have more fun in the group. You're going to have better results. You look at all of our success stories in TD Nation, and there's a lot of them. I'd say 98% of our success stories are people who are plugged in and talking to people every day. Rarely do we have somebody who just posts and we're like, who is this guy? Where did he come from? And how did he lose 100 pounds? It just doesn't happen. So I would really encourage you to step out of your comfort zone, start talking to people, connecting with people. That's what it's all about anyway.
You want to build the relationship.
Yeah, yeah, right. It's the best part, right, Joey?
It is the best part.
It is the best part.
Some of my best friends now are in this group. I mean, I've got the fitness daddy. I've got, Patches the dorkfish, or Pastor the dorkfish. I mean, so come on, get engaged, people. Get engaged in there.
Yeah. Yeah, I promise we won't bite. You'll have fun.
And then one of the other things that she was talking about was, it looks like eating with the in-laws for either Saturday or Sunday. It looks like she goes every week, and she's kind of concerned about that because it typically doesn't fit into the meal plan. Mm-hmm. And she's got a lot of good suggestions already. Talk to the family and that kind of stuff. But she was wondering if there's anybody, what would you suggest?
Yeah, this is a good one. It's something I dealt with because a lot of you guys have heard me talk about my wife's family's Italian, and they cook and eat a lot. And so when I was, 267 pounds and starting to lose weight, we eat with my in-laws every Friday night. Friday night is our family time where we go over there and we eat, or we go out to dinner. And I actually started bringing my own food because I couldn't eat manicotti as much as I wanted to every week. So I'd bring my own food, and I think my mother-in-law kind of was a little taken back by it at first and not sure what to think. But, she got over it and realized why I was doing it and could see that it was something I needed to do. So I would encourage you to talk with them, say, look, this is something I really want. It's not going to be forever. Eventually when I get to my desired weight, I'm going to be able to come over and eat what I want at your place. Is there something you can fix healthy for me? Or do you mind if I bring my own food? Just be real open with them. I mean, I can't imagine anybody if you told them that you were trying to, change your life so that you could be healthy, so you could take care of those that need you and that you love, that anyone would degrade you for that. And if they did, I wouldn't be going to their house for dinner. But so yeah, I would just talk to her. I'm sure it's going to be fine. Just let them know that, you're just trying to make some changes. And once you get to your goal weight, you'll be able to eat with the family. Like right now, when I'm at my goal weight, I can go over there. I eat healthy throughout the entire week, and one bad meal on the weekend does not hurt me at all. And you guys will all get to that point once you get to your desired weight. And then maintaining weight becomes much easier.
Andrew's asking, pre-workouts drinks are okay? Question mark. They better be.
So another good question. Like I said earlier, you just have to remember that the FDA does not regulate the supplement industry. So if a company says something is in their products, it may or may not be in their products. There's no oversight. So one thing I will tell you, I'll say be careful, number one. I will tell you wholeheartedly that I use them and have used them, but I typically cycle them. So I never use the same one 2 times in a row. That's my whole moderation thing. I only use them on lifting days, and I'll go 2 months on, 1 month off. So I have a month off where I don't use them. I will also tell you, you need to be careful because just like you can get addicted to coffee, you will, if you have any, if you get addicted to coffee, you will most definitely get addicted to pre-workouts because they have like 6 times the amount of caffeine that coffee has. Beachbody's has a really low amount. It's really safe, natural ingredients. If you want to go with a really safe one, Beachbody has one called Energy and Endurance that's good and safe. And it's basically like having a couple cups of coffee with some beta-alanine in it. But there's a lot more heavy, serious stuff on the market. When you go off, when you taper off, when you're getting ready to go into your month where you're off of it, I would advise you to taper off, because if you just stop cold turkey, you're going to get the worst migraines of your life when your body's expecting all that caffeine and it doesn't get it. The military, they used to put in chemicals called a chemical called DMAA, which was a stimulant, a very powerful stimulant. There were a few guys in the military who were taking like 3 scoops and then running 10 miles and they dropped dead. So the military banned DMAA. There were a lot of people scared about DMAA. Canada doesn't even allow most pre-workouts or DMAA. The US has now banned DMAA. You can't find it. That's just a perfect example of something that was in pre-workouts at one time that was could be very dangerous if you weren't following the instructions. But, who knows? It could have been dangerous to certain people on its own as well. But there was no oversight, and there hadn't been a whole lot of studies done with it. So there's a lot of things that go into pre-workouts where there haven't been many studies. A lot of new, they got chemists in a lab trying to come up with new stimulants and stuff. So if none of that scares you, then go ahead. I would just really, really caution you.
Yeah, and then talk to your coach.
Yeah, don't be taking it before yoga. Don't take it every day. Don't take 2-3 scoops every day. Just be really careful and expect withdrawals when you stop taking it if you're not tapering down.
And don't take it, Lance has learned, don't take it before you have to go grocery shopping. Is that what it was?
Yeah, definitely don't do that.
And mine was just the other day. I took it because I was expecting to work out, and I had an emergency meeting that I had to hold on a conference call. I have never talked so fast in my life. It was horrible.
Too funny. All right, let's take one more because we're a little over an hour.
Yep.
Do we have one more, and then we got to wrap it up?
Yeah. The last question I just saw was, what is recommended, an hour or 30 minutes for a workout?
Oh, okay. So this is going to be a case-by-case basis again. Some people eat before their workouts and their stomachs get real upset and they can't handle it. So if that's you, don't eat anything. If you need to have no food in your stomach when you work out because you get nauseous, don't eat 2 hours before your workout. Make sure all your food's digested. Some people like me, I usually have a scoop of protein or something, with about 30 grams of protein in it. and either an apple or half a banana about an hour before I work out. So, you know, it just depends how you are. You know, some protein and carbs pre-workout, if you can handle it, about an hour before is great for energy. If you have digestive issues, then don't eat anything 2 hours before. It's a lot. You'll hear a lot of different things on that. Some people, you know, feel that eating an hour before really helps fuel you. Some people think that it's not good for the body to be digesting food while you're working out. So I've heard both arguments. But I personally like to eat a little bit of protein and carbs about an hour before. Okay. That it?
Well, there was, yeah, this is pretty much it. This is a long call.
Yeah, it is, I know.
But the last one was, and it depends on if you want it. The question was, how long should you work out a day? 1 hour or 30 minutes?
It's, again, this is going to be based on the person. You know, probably 8 months ago, I was working out an hour and a half a day, no problem. But I think most people, if their nutrition is right on this plan, you will get results working out as little as 30 minutes a day, 6 days a week. If you want to work out an hour a day, I think that's great. I would not advise working out more than an hour a day, especially on the calorie recommendations that we have you at, just because the bigger your calorie deficit, so the longer you're working out every day, the bigger your calorie deficit will be, the harder it is for your body to repair itself, and the easier injuries become, or the more likely injuries become. So I would not work out more than an hour, 5 to 6 days a week on this particular plan. Okay, cool.
We're good.
I think we covered everything.
Yep.
Mostly. But if not, post your questions and I'll answer them this weekend. We'll still, you know, be taking your questions. I might even shoot some videos for you, some responses for you. But that's it, guys. Remember, you don't have to be perfect. Relax, have fun, make connections. It's going to be an awesome 4 weeks. I can't wait to see your guys' results. Love you guys. Have a wonderful night, and we'll talk to you later. Thanks, Joey.
You're welcome.